Hi, and welcome to the world according to Larry. Today's video is about the Beretta 96 Brigadier. Here's a Beretta 96 Brigadier Inox. The 96 Brigadier is a variant of the 92 FS. And the 92 is one of the most iconic handguns in history. To tell you what movie or TV character brought the 92 in as a focal point would be very difficult. For me, it would be Mel Gibson's character in Lethal Weapon that featured the Beretta for the first time. But I could be wrong. The 92 had been around for more than 10 years before that movie was released. The 96 is the 40 Smith & Wesson variant of the 92. The Brigadier brings wraparound grips and a heavier slide, which is available for the 92 as well. So let's have a look at this. I don't know that there is a more visually appealing gun than this. And it feels so good to hold in your hand. This is a large gun. And I wear a large size glove. And the slide release and safety decocker is within reach of my thumb without having to alter my grip. But I do have to move my hand to operate the magazine release. But I find that this is a common thing. This gun was designed as a service pistol in 9mm. It wasn't designed for the hot 40 Smith & Wesson round. It was retrofitted for the newer round, which is only 1mm wider. With its size and weight, it handles the 40 fine. It is a double stack magazine that has a capacity of 11. It has a slide mounted ambidextrous safety, which is also a decocker, an external hammer, a slide release, and the takedown lever, which is right here. The magazine release is reversible, and I'll be doing a future video on how to do that. It is a double action, single action, and it has a large trigger guide. Let's get some measurements. Length is about 8 5/8 inches. The height is 5.5. The width at the widest point at the bottom of the grip is 1.3 inches. Double action trigger pull. 9 pounds. Double action trigger pull. 10 pounds. Double action trigger pull. 10 pounds, 7 ounces. Double action trigger pull. 10 pounds with an average of 10 pounds, 4 ounces. Let's do single action. Single action trigger pull. 4 pounds, 9 ounces. Single action trigger pull. 5 pounds, 6 ounces. Single action trigger pull. 4 pounds, 12 ounces. Single action trigger pull. 5 pounds, 3 ounces. An average of 4 pounds, 15 ounces, 5 pounds for single action trigger pull. So, setting the 0 where the trigger is, when you release it all the way forward, it's 7/8 of an inch of travel. Single action, trigger travel. Line that up 1, and we're going to have to subtract. Is 3/8 of an inch. Now let's do reset. Trigger reset is 1/8, 2/8, not quite 3/8. Not quite 3/8 of an inch. And this is what it weighs fully loaded. 2 pounds, 7 7/8 ounces. This gun is really easy to take apart and put back together again. First, remove the magazine, push the button on the right side, and pull the takedown lever down. The slide comes apart. The barrel will come out. First, you want to take the recoil spring and guide rod out, and then the barrel, you have to move the lock up. To put it back together, just reverse the steps. Getting the recoil guide rod in can be a little tricky sometimes. It's best if you have it pointing away from you, in case it does launch, you don't lose an eye. See? It is. Okay, make sure your barrel's is locked up and pull it in. There we go. Then you're going to engage the tabs on your frame with the rails and the slide. Pull it until it pushes the hammer back, and then you can push the takedown lever back up. And there it is. It's all put back together. The recoil guide rod being plastic is something that bothers me, and I don't know about that. Was this to save weight, or was it to save money? How much more would a metal guide rod have weighed? How much more would a metal guide rod have cost? It is ugly. It's visible when the slide locks back. It is like the most beautiful woman in the world looking at you, and you think you have chemistry going on, and then she smiles. And she's only got 2 teeth, and both of them are black. That's what this feels like. You can get an aftermarket part, but it should have been metal to begin with. One thing I learned the hard way with this, unlike other semi-automatic pistols, is that after you're shooting it, you can't pick it up by the slide. You know, at the range, you want to handle guns in a less menacing manner as possible, and I went to pick it up like this, and this barrel is scorching hot. Scorching hot. Whoa. and I had blisters for weeks. Well, let's take this out for a spin. We're going to be firing the Beretta 96. We're using federal ammunition, 180 grain, full metal jacket, okay, aluminum. I'm bummed about that. So when I'm picking up the rest of the brass, I'll have to pick this up too and then throw it away later when I sort through it. But let's take her for a spin. Now I'm going to feed it some old ammunition. This is some 155 grain jacketed hollow point. This is from 2004. But it's like wine, right? You don't think it's better with age? My wife hates when I have all these sailing fans on. How's that look, huh? Fireball! That's awesome. I'm not shooting the erasers off any pencils at 50 yards. You know who I'm talking about. But that was fun. There you have it. Shot the 96. It functioned very it had a big fireball there. That was enjoyable. It's a little bit of a kick, but It is a big, heavy gun. I wouldn't conceal carry this gun. Maybe there's people doing it. I wouldn't carry this in the waistband. To me, it's just a little too big for that. It's going to imprint. It's going to show itself. This is a good, it's designed for a holster on the outside. You know, if open carry, sure. But to me, not a concealed carry gun. A good self-defense gun, but it's big, it's weighty. I just would have a hard time concealing this.
You've been experiencing The World According to Larry, and I'm Larry, and this is the world I live in. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please like it, share it. I would love to hear your comments, and I would appreciate it if you subscribe. And until then, I'm in my world.